Hey YouTubers, another quick vid here. This has been whinging at me for a while to put some speakers in our XR6 Falcon. Some better ones other than the factory ones. Just going to go through and show you a few little tips and tricks. Obviously the speakers in there that come factory, they're not 6x9s. So most people obviously want to put 6x9s in there. This is just a way where you don't have to cut any holes and keep it as standard as possible. Yeah, so first things first, I've put one in already. I'm just going to show you the video on how to do the next one. Hang on, we just pull this down. These just clip out like so. And here's your speaker. So we want to pull these old ones out, unclip it, we'll jump up top and I'll show you how to get those out and what we'll do from there. Okay, so here you basically just pop these old ones out like so, throw them to the shed house. All I do with these is 4 little bolts, get the little ratchet onto it and undo all those 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll get those out, pull that out, and I'll show you what we're going to do after that. Okay, so these are the little screws that basically hold your old speakers in, the original ones. It's just a little 5mm socket that you pull those out with, and a ratchet. Well, that's how I did it anyway. So once they're out, what I bought is these. You get these. I think they were like 25 bucks at Auto Barn, sorry. And just using those spacers, because the old speakers, as you can see, they're not the same size holes as 6x9s. So when you go to put them in, they obviously don't fit in the holes. So what you do to get around that is you just put your spacers in, and that will basically give you enough clearance. They look nice and tidy. You can get these in black and grey. That'll give you enough clearance just to slip nicely through the existing hole from these, without having to cut holes and whatnot, and they actually look pretty nice and tidy. You could probably make these yourself, bit of ply, bit of carpet. But yeah, that's what we're going to be using. Also, this, cannot rate this highly enough. It's basically just a little Irwin tool from Bunnings, right angle drill. Obviously you can't get, a big drill in there because of the window to drill your holes that you need, where with this, that literally just attaches to your drill, is you can easily get that up in there into the tight angle that you need to drill your hole. You got to use these little hexagon drill bit types. They're magnetic, awesome little tool, and then you can easily get in there, and we'll show you that when we get to that. But yeah, highly rated, $57. Not the cheapest, not the dearest, but definitely awesome when it comes to putting speakers in to your rear parcel shelf. On these little spaces, like, there is a nice side and a side that's obviously been finished with the carpet, so just something to be aware of. I'm just going to put the nasty looking side down, line it up to the best you can to make sure that there's no gaps around the existing hole. These are pretty tight fit. You just got to sort of try and get it into the best position you can to make sure all the hole is covered before you drill your holes. And what we'll do is, that's pretty good there actually. So now we've got that into position, you get your awesome little tool that I showed you earlier, slip it through, and away we go. And my battery went flat. I'll get back to you in a minute. Okay, we're back with another battery. Make sure your battery's charged, that will definitely help. Anyway, oh, there we go. She was nearly through. Okay, so what we'll do there is we'll stop, put a bolt through there. I'll just grab those. So what I got is these little 65mm in length and 5mm in diameter bolts. They are only long enough for the back, so I've just sent the wife down to Bunnings to try and get some 70mm ones for the front, because they don't stick out the bottom long enough for us to get a screw on, a bolt on, nut on, sorry. But what I'll do is basically slip that through there and then line him up again, just to keep it where it needs to be to drill the next hole. How did I do this? Just pause it there. Bang. Okay, so this back one here is very tricky. We've already done the other side there, as you can see, and I'll show you how we done it. It was a bit of a pain, but what I do is, okay, so just you'll get all these into your holes. What I find the easiest is when you do drill your hole through with your little cool tool, you jump underneath in the boot and you basically make the holes slightly bigger. That way when you're doing this, they're easy to find. I'll show you how to do that in a second. I've already drilled the 3 holes out at the bottom bigger, so these go straight through. I don't, oh, that's not what we wanted. Anyway, yeah. Oh, okay, so I have to get underneath and drill that one out a bit more. But yeah, I'll show you what to do there. Okay, so as I said, underneath, it just makes it easier to find your holes if you drill, the bottom out a bit bigger. Once you've found your holes with the cool little doobie, you open up the top. Drill them out a bit bigger, and then you just put a washer and a nut on to cover up the big hole that you made, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, so I've got all the other 3 in there, and this is how I done the other one. I just got like a short little drill bit or whatever. Make sure it's nice and where you want it, pretty much. And then all I did was just give it a little bit of a scratch, like that, like that. Scratch it on the metal there, and then pull it out, and then we can get our little tool back in there. And can you see the little scratch that I just made? Just over it, just there. Now what we do, you get this, you put this in. Doesn't need to be extremely accurate, because as I said, you drill the holes out slightly bigger in the boot anyway. Put that on your hole. Be careful of your nice tinted windows, and push down. There we go, there's a hole. So we'll jump underneath, drill that out a bit bigger now. All the holes are in the perfect spot. Pretty self-explanatory, but I know it'll definitely help somebody out. This thing here is the best thing ever, because obviously you can't get a drill in there to drill them out. So your right angle drill bit, Bob's your uncle. Boom boom. Like I said, this one probably will line up already if we tried to put it in, but it's always best just to make this one a bit bigger. There we go. Now that should all be lined up. All we have to do is basically bolt it in with these. I'll probably show you something a bit later. You can always cut these and put new clips back on if you want, but I sometimes just get the Stanley knife and cut these plastic bits off and use the metal clips in there already just to clip back to the speakers. Little metal clips in there. Just get rid of the plastic casing, clip them straight back onto the speakers without the plastic casing.
Bang.
Okay, so moment of truth, we'll see if she's all lined up. Always make sure that you put these to the side wherever your wires are as well. Okay, we'll just slip that in. Try and line all this back up. Put this back on. Alright, now, God knows where these holes are, but like I said, these ones ain't long enough for the front. The wife should be back soon with some longer ones. There's my other bolts. Oh, there they are, all on my lap. Alright, just got to try and basically line everything up now. There it is there. Oh, hang on, I'll pull this back out, sorry. Right, get these ones in the back first, because otherwise you won't have enough clearance from your window. That's right. I think I would have remembered that after just doing the other side, but okay, what's going on here? Righto, now try and just put these in the best you can. Probably be able to do it a lot better than me. Righto, push them all back in. Try and line them up with you. Had to do it on the other side, on the back too first, didn't I? That's right. There you go. Not even going to worry about those front two, that's just the guide at the moment. Until she gets back with these longer bolts. Now, it should be covered all that gap. Now, I'll jump underneath. But before I do, this back corner here, you obviously can't fit a screwdriver in there, or even a short little stumpy screwdriver in there. So what we come up with was just one of these little Phillips head bits that go into your drill. And basically put that on there. Put that on there and hold it. Get someone to hold the top like that while you screw the bottom. So probably won't video it. I'll get my brother to hold the top while I get underneath and screw the bottom, but that's all you basically have to do. Okay, so if you can see through there, I've just got my brother basically using that tiny little Phillips head bit with a ring spanner on there. Just while I jump under here, I'm just using a shifter. I'll grab spanner and then just basically tightening it from under here while he holds the top. Same here, and I'm just waiting on longer bolts for the front, and we'll slip those through and tighten them up. Cut this plastic clip off and use the little wires in there just to slip them back on here, and put this carpet back up, clip it back in, and she's done. I just wanted to, okay, I'll show you when the wife gets back the setup I got on the other car as well. Get back to you shortly. Okay, so what I was going to do is strip these off like I said, but I remembered I had the speaker wire for these speakers that we bought a while back. So I'm just going to cut them off, rejoin them, chuck a bit of heat shrink over them, and then that way they've got the correct clips for the speakers instead of these dodgy old original Ford ones. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so one with your black line on it is usually your negative one. That's got a black line on it. This other one's got nothing on it. So just put your one with your black line on it, just in case you didn't know. I'm not soldering or anything. It's only, you know, we're not taking it to any sound offs or anything like that. It'll work. Okay, so all we're doing, make sure it's nice and tight, and then put your heat shrink over it. and basically just hit it with your lighter. Most of you probably already know that. Hit it with your lighter. This is probably not the correct size for this wire, but it's all I had, so done. We're just going to do that to all 4 of them, plug them up, and they're done.
Come up good.
Okay, we've got the other car all done. Just wanted to show you these ones. Only reason I put these old plastic ones in is because I had them laying around, but yeah, I don't really like them, but it's just another option you can use. Yeah, just so you don't have to do any cutting in your parcel shelf, you know, like this raises it up enough just so you can fit the hole back through the existing hole. And yeah, I've done those in the past. I don't even think I screwed the back down. No, I didn't, but yeah, because I didn't have that little tool. But yeah, these ones are all done. They come up really good. As I said, I just attached those wires that we got with these speakers when we first bought them, bolted them in, and yeah, just basically now just clip this all back up. Beautiful. And yeah, I hope this video helped you out.
Highly recommend that tool.
Yeah, that tool is a lifesaver, that little right angle drill bit. But yeah, they actually fit in there a lot nicer, these little carpeted style spaces. Like I said, you can get them in black or grey. Thanks for watching. Like I said, hope it helped somebody out. Yeah, please consider liking and subscribing. Cheers.